There's no typical batterer. There's no specific race or gender or sex. A batterer can be anyone, male, female, teenager, an elderly person, a person of wealth, a person of meager means. There's just no typical batterer.
The law says that anybody who harms a household member, and household members are spouses, people that live together, people that used to be married, used to live together, or have children together. Those are legally people who harm those members of their family are batterers. Typically, we see more men, significantly more men batterers, but that is not to say that women aren't batterers, and frankly, lately, more and more women are being charged with domestic violence.
The effects of domestic violence are tremendous.
The immediate effect of being charged with this crime and not even being convicted of it creates immediate chaos within the family.
It affects children. Children have problems sleeping. They suffer when it comes to grades in school.
What I've heard both anecdotally and through studies is just it's terrible for the development of children. It makes it very likely that they'll repeat the behavior in the future or be victims of the behavior in the future.
It's just a horrible place for children to have to choose when one parent is a batterer and the other one is a victim, because naturally that child loves their father and they love their mother.
It, for the adults involved, causes time off of work, for ER visits, for court appearances.
One of the most basic reasons we're looking at batterers intervention programs is that historically programs have been for the victims. We know that this is very common for an individual to commit this particular crime. We want to show them that we care about them also, and that we would like for them to go through this program and become a positive part of the family, a positive influence in their children's lives.
State law mandates that the solicitor's office evaluate the programs locally. Solicitor Stumbo, and through Solicitor Stumbo, myself as the domestic violence prosecutor, are evaluating these programs to make sure that they're working, to make sure that they're actually giving us better outcomes for the people who go through the programs and the people that are related to those folks, the victims and the children.
We want the programs to be standardized because we want to be able to be consistent, the curriculum to be consistent, as well as having a way to measure the outcomes. And also the curriculum is peer-reviewed and it's evidence-based. We hope that those who are providing batterers intervention programs within our community create an environment that's safe, an environment that's welcoming, and one that's conducive to change, because basically that's the ultimate goal, to change that behavior, to become an individual who wants to participate in the relationship with a balance of power. The root cause is one individual trying to exert power and control over the other. Now, if an individual does have an issue with alcohol, the BIP programs can address that separately.
The support groups are important because this isn't something that after 26 weeks magically goes away in a family. And it's something that the task force would like to encourage, certainly not mandatory, but something that the task force feels is appropriate to help folks. So just like AA and other support programs, this creates a place where the batterers can go and speak to each other about the problems that they have and hopefully uplift each other. And that's not something that the community currently has, and that will hopefully help fill a gap. From the beginning, taking over the position of being the domestic violence prosecutor in Greenwood and Abbeville, I was immediately concerned about how these programs worked and what we could do to make sure that they were working. The Family Vibrancy Committee just had already started thinking about the issue, and I became involved. And so I'm just incredibly pleased that we have folks that even outside the solicitor's office care about families, care about this issue and how it affects our community, and are doing what they can to help us. Although the solicitor's office has the responsibility to do it, we're lucky to have a community organization that wants to help us figure out the best way to evaluate these programs.
I am so thrilled and excited about the partnership with the Solicitor's Office. We're extremely fortunate to have such a wonderful man over at the Solicitor's Office. Solicitor Stumbo is wonderful, he's fair, he's a family man. He believes in supporting victims. He's a strong supporter of MEG'S House. We support him and everyone at that office. We're blessed and fortunate to have the Solicitor's Office on board with this project.
Greenwood and the 8th Circuit are incredibly lucky to have David Stumbo as their solicitor. He is committed to victims and doing what he can to help victims recover from what has happened to them. He's committed to prosecuting crimes in such a way that helps victims feel like they've gotten justice and keeps the rest of the community safe. He's just throughout his career been committed to helping victims as part of prosecuting. It's part of his philosophy, and I don't know that the community even understands how blessed they are to have him overseeing criminal prosecution in their community.